Massob hails Igbo group for defending UN position on Nnamdi Kanu. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Movement for the Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra, Massob, in Melbourne, Australia, has praised the Global Igbo Alliance (GIA) for condemning statement made by coalition of Northern Group CNG against UN order for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. The United Nations UN Working Group on Human Rights and Arbitrary Detention had directed the Nigerian government to immediately and unconditionally release Nnamdi Kanu from unlawful detention and to pay him adequate compensation for flagrant violation of his human rights. They also indicted the Kenyan and the Nigerian government for their criminal conduct in the unlawful abduction, torture, rendition, and continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. However, the coalition of northern groups, through its spokesman Abdulaziz Sulaiman, while speaking in Abuja, urged the UN to immediately withdraw its demand for Kanu's unconditional release from the unlawful custody of the Nigerian authorities. They asked the Nigerian government to resist and reject the United Nations directives and falsely suggested that the indigenous people of Biafra and Kanu were responsible for the ongoing violence all over Nigeria. But in a statement on Friday, the spokesman of Massob in Australia, Arinzo Major, said the group joins Global Igbo Alliance (GIA) to know that for CNG to overlook the mayhem and wanton of killings of Nigerians by Fulani herdsmen, terrorists, Boko Haram, ISWAP and other jihadist terrorist group in northern Nigeria puts them in a highly compromised position and casts doubt on the genuineness of their motive and the disgraceful position they took on this matter. Part of a statement reads, "We are aware that the CNG is very antagonistic of the indigenous people of Biafra, a self-determination movement, while being unapologetically sympathetic towards the jihadist terrorist group in northern Nigeria that are perpetrating terrorist acts all over Nigeria." Massob agrees with the Global Igbo Alliance (GIA) that the right to self-determination is a basic human right enshrined in international law, namely in Article 1 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, of which Nigeria is a signatory. The laws of Nigeria recognize the right to self-determination. The Nigerian National Assembly ratified and domesticated the African Charter on Human and People's Rights in 1983, and Article 20 CAPA 9 Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004 states that all oppressed people have the right for self-determination and to free themselves from bonds of oppression. Section 12 of Decree No. 24 Constitution of Nigeria 1999 accords recognition to international laws that have been ratified by Nigeria. This includes the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples, Charter of the United Nations, the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, as well as the Vienna Declaration and Program of Action and relevant United Nations instruments, treaties and conventions. All actions undertaken by Kanu and IPOB in respect of Biafra restoration are in accord with these international and local laws. Ignorance and illiteracy, the disease. Okay. Well, let me say this. I don't understand why people have refused to look beyond. Look beyond what is going on. You have refused to. Many people have refused to open their eyes to the truth. If you do not know, the UN has come out to say that Nigerian government to release this leader of this indigenous people of Biafra, saying the man has done nothing wrong. They've condemned the manner of which they even got him arrested, abducted or whatever, renditioned him to Nigeria, and all of that. The UN has kicked against it. And do you know that, my dear people, my dear fellow Nigerians, this Nigerian government, this current administration has not even replied the UN. Oh, we say na no to. Oh, we no say na no to. We hear waiting at talk. Oh, we no hear. They're just paying the deaf ear to these people. And me, when I heard this news and when I heard how the government is going about it, I started screaming in my lungs house. I beg, if the UN wants to do anything to these people, they should not add our own, because we are already going through a lot here in the country. Yes, we are going through a lot. If you want to deal with these people, make sure say you deal with their prepared people where they involved. People be saying that their office, 9 the letter they land. People be saying that their office, they know the right people to deal with. May they not come put the problem or the sanction upon the poor common people of Nigeria. We be say we no even get safe for this matter. Huh. All right. So the so-called CNG, in fact, these people have shown the whole world the level of illiteracy Northerners are suffering by challenging the United Nations. I pity for the Northerners at the backyard. Sincerely, United Nations, where Nigerians be part of, you don't even want to hear what. No, I'm not even saying as far as say you are a member of them, you're their member. Russia will be sovereign country, sovereign state will be say Russia get things. Russia can get bragging rights. Then if he talks, then they go supply this thing, or the whole world go shake. What is the key? What did Nigeria get? Nigeria never developed itself to that state. Nigeria was never proactive. So at this point, we don't get bragging rights as we did so. If Nigerian government like make them if they like themselves, make them do the needful. Huh. This one is not a matter of ignore them. This one is not Abakari's case. Huh. Okay. Coalition of Fulanis, the breeder of Boko Haram, the founders of ISWAP, the backbone of bandits, the sponsors of herdsmen. I wonder what the Northerners would have been saying if all the atrocities that are happening in the Northern are happening in other parts of Nigeria. These strangers in Nigeria would have been saying nonsense. But whatever one planted, he will reap. Northerners that planned evil for the real people of this country are the ones suffering it. My dear, at this point, it goes beyond them suffering it. You don't reach all of us, and it is not fun. Protracted detention without trials is outrightly condemnable, uncivil, unlawful, and inhumane. A member nation of UN must abide to the charter rules and regulation of the board. Exactly. Like I said, Russia will be said and they fight Ukraine, then get bragging rights. Russia, yes, their president will be over there, and I should say the man so they sometimes see they do waiting be say they okay. But at least that man, Russia is developed to a point where they get bragging rights. Then fit show say they no go agree, they no go do. Where is bragging right Nigeria gets? Nigeria will be everywhere. I beg. Make them I don't talk more. If the UN won't come say they won't come the sanction, I use God beg them. Make them know they are prepared people then go they direct their sanction into. Make them direct them to people where they involved in this thing, where we say they no talk. People will be said supposed to say, okay, we don't receive letter and they not talk. Make them because we they go, I don't talk them before. We they go through a lot. Okay. Ignorance and illiteracy, the disease this CNG are suffering. If not, they will not open their mouths to challenge the UN. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest.